like, ugh. Hi. We have technical challenges as always, but I did get the camera mirror thing sorted accidentally by trying to fix something else. So that's the thing. What do we got? We've got people in chat already. We have Haley. Hi, Haley. We have Kimberly. Hello. Amy. Hello. I have some Briarfest loot, and I just noticed I didn't change the darn name of the stream, but that's okay. Oh, we just got home from a 5-day long drag and drive race for my husband. So we were driving, depending on the location, 5-ish hours between all the different places in the drag truck and drag racing the vehicle at each of these locations. So we went to, where's the first one? Saskatoon we missed because we were still working on the vehicle and sorting some stuff out. And then we drove all the way to, where was our first place? Leduc, which isn't too far out of Edmonton, which is about 3 hours north of us. The next race was supposed to be in Rimbey, and it was canceled. We ended up driving all the way down to Medicine Hat, which is where the next one was held, and then all the way to Saskatoon, which is Saskatchewan, which is a long ways. It was like 6 hours. And then from Edmonton to Medicine Hat is about 6 hours. So it was a long go of driving and dragging, and my brain is still scrambled, and then trying to get the computer to work. When I got back, it was like, your camera? You don't got a camera. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have a camera. Monitor? You don't have a monitor. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have a monitor. The microphone did work though. So always crazy. So yeah, we have Andrea. Good morning, Andrea. I'm actually live this time. The last pre-recorded one, we were on the road getting stuff ready to go to this drag and drive event. It's called Miles of Mayhem. It's quite the thing. It's kind of the ultimate drag vehicle. We did not win because we were disqualified for not showing up at the first race, but we tagged along. We changed an alternator in a parking lot. We fixed torque converter bolts and a knock that was in the engine. We ended up doing a whole bunch of tuning to the vehicle, which is always a lot of work. We ended up having the TIPM, which is the computer, light on fire on the highway, which was probably the most dramatic thing because we're driving down the highway and we're going from Edmonton to what we thought was going to be Rimbey, trying to eat along the way. And we're minutes from the turnoff off the highway because Rimbey, where we were trying to get off in Leduc wasn't too far from where the racetrack was. And so we're driving along, and all of a sudden the windshield washer fluid just goes and covers the whole windshield, like to the point where it looks like somebody dumped buckets. Like the pump was just spraying. It was not stopping. And I thought Chris had hit the button by accident or something, or maybe it got stuck. But no. And then he couldn't turn the windshield wipers on because the electrical computer box was on fire and shorting out. So then we had no ability to wipe the windshield of all the fluid that was like just continuously spraying on, like there's a steady stream. Couldn't see on the highway, and the horn's going wah, 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 as it's shorting out. So we're scaring people around us. And at the same time we lose power steering, so you can't like steer it properly, and there's semi tractor trailers on the one side. We're trying to like navigate with not being able to see out the windshield off the highway and avoid the cars that are on the side of the road parked, because apparently they like to park on the side of the road for whatever reason. Managed to finally pull over safely. Ended up having to unplug the battery so that it wasn't still on fire. It roasted the computer, and the computer is like a $2,000 computer almost, to replace the TIPM. And normally the fuses would blow before the whole thing lights on fire, but it was one of the only parts of the original truck left, and it is a 2006, which means the computer's fairly old and it's been exposed to a lot of stuff. And they do sometimes die, but that was pretty epically dying. But it definitely could have been in way worse situations, so this worked out really well. So yeah, it was a lot of excitement. We ended up replacing the TIPM. We towed the truck to a hotel, waited for the part for the next day, had a nice swim, ate some good food. And then worked on some other stuff along the way. It was quite the thing. So my brain is scrambled. So after doing Briarfest and then this, it was a lot. I'm like, I need 2 days off, and I don't get any days off. So yay. But yeah, that was fun. We have Ride Till Dark. Hi, Kinsey. We have Lizzie. Good morning, Lizzie. Yeah, it was quite the thing, but I'm glad it happened where and when it happened, because we were able to get off the road safely, fix what we needed to fix, and drove the truck to the next couple races and home. So that was nice. The truck wasn't able to race properly when we did get to the racetracks. We were trying out a new torque converter thing. I won't go into the details of all the specky stuff, but it wasn't able to get a fast, the turbo wasn't able to spool off the line, which means it didn't go fast from the get-go. And we were only racing an 1/8 mile instead of a 1/4 mile. So there wasn't enough time to pick up the speed to make a difference anyway. Not that it would have by much, but once it got going, it went really fast. So we just need to change the torque converter out, and then it should be good for a race in 2 weeks, which would be fun. So yeah, crazy, scary. And if you're looking at this and you're like, this looks weird, it's because I reversed the mirrored the camera thing, and hopefully it saves the settings, because now you can read stuff when I show it on the screen instead of it being backwards. Yes. Okay. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys swag that I got. I wanted to be here live, even if it was Scrambled Brains live, because we're just gonna start calling that Squirrel Brain stream. And then I have lots of stuff to show you. So my box of Briar swag did come. I did not get my stuff from Briar itself. I have a Wild Thing and a Blue Zeus coming. They should be here on Tuesday. It said it shipped, and then it sat in a warehouse for a while, so it's not here. But I'll show that for next stream, so that'll work. I did get my stablemate club stablemates in, so as dusty as the box is from before Briarfest. That is the new polo pony. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet, but it is very cool. I like the customization on this. It's kind of a neat idea for Briar to actually go in and take a pre-existing mold. And it's funny because I really like this particular stablemate in the original version. It's got a wild mane and a wild tail, but no forelock. So I always thought it would make a cute little polo pony. So it's kind of fun that they did that. And I do love that they brought these back. I like the little stablemate boxes. They are a favorite of mine. I could actually just take it out and then you can see it better. Ta-da! Not as much glare. I really like this one. Really, really like it. And then I'm terrible with names because I can't remember any of the names, and they don't put them on the boxes. So I'm not going to tell you the names because I can't remember. So there's that one, the Polo Pony. And I don't know if they're just going to keep, I imagine, because the molds for plastic are fairly expensive. So for them to redo a mold, it would probably not have been cheap. So we're probably going to see more Polo Pony colors, I'd imagine. That would be my best guess, at least. I got and this one I think is customized too, isn't it? Because this thing normally had a normal mane, but they might have just ground the mane off. I think they're trying different things to keep us happy, which is nice. Thank you, Briar. And I can't wait for the little donkeys later this year. So this one has quite a bit of blue in it, and it was a Maggie Bennett sculpt. It's not as blue as some of them I've seen, and they definitely did grind. Let's see if I can get the light on it better and the camera to think about it. You can see where, if I get up close, I'm trying to relearn how to move with the camera since there you go. You can see right behind the eyeball how much of the plastic is ground out. Now, it's kind of a cute look. I don't know that it's my favorite thing because that whole forelock's been ground out into the neck and you kind of lose some definition. So, yeah, that's the thing. But it is cute. I like the pattern. The blue is kind of neat. I don't mind them being a little bit not realistic. You can see the texture, like, oops. It's going to take me a second to get used to the mirrored thing. How that was all just kind of ground out. So there's no hair there at all left. Normally it would have a loose mane, kind of like the original Polo Pony dude had. I don't know what I'll do with these guys. I kind of just signed up for the club for the donkey. I do like the Polo Pony, so I'll probably keep him. And then the Augustus stablemate. And then that's the Leslie Kathman designed older mold G1 thoroughbred. It's kind of a neat technique that they're trying. I don't think it's my absolute favorite. And I really like Appaloosas generally, so there's a lot of people that really like it. So I'm sure I can find it a home. If you were looking for one of these, let me know, because I will probably be looking for a new home for this one. But it is very cute. So with the Stablemate Club, if you're not familiar with it, you have to buy all of the releases, with the exception of some optional ones later on in the edition. So that's why I'm like, oh, I got this one, but I didn't necessarily want to keep it. I had to buy it, or they kick me out of the club, and I don't get more ponies. I did get to see Augustus in person at Briarfest. Now let me pull up. He's actually on this page, so I'll just do that. It makes it easier. No, yes. All right, so where'd he go? He disappeared. Oh, there we go. So Newport is the Polo Pony, and then we have Wallowa is the Appaloosa, and there should be more. Valerio was last year's, or not last year's, 2020. They have these all out of order. That's super helpful. But each year they'll do different stuff. Where is Augustus? He was right here. There we go. So this is kind of the guy I signed up for. I saw him in person at Briarfest. They had one that you could see. Looked really cool. This is the resin prototype, so it's going to be a little bit more detailed and kind of right from the artist versus the factory painted production piece. They always look a little bit different from what the artist paints it like, just because you can't quite get that much detail when you paint it in only a few minutes versus painting for hours, probably. I believe Sommer designed the color on this one. He's kind of cool. Cool mold. It'll be fun to customize and play with. I have more of the stablemates coming. If I click on him, it's not going to show me the thing, so it doesn't matter. I was going to show you what the other horses look like, but I can't because they don't have them on the thing. That is Tiger Lily. I saw their production pieces at Briar and got to hang out with Lynn. She was there. She's the one that painted them, which was really cool. I thought that they did a really good job on replicating the paint job. It's always kind of hard and hit or miss when you're translating something, like I just said, that takes hours to paint versus something that takes only a few minutes to paint. I don't honestly know how long it takes them to paint each Briar, but I imagine that they're not giving the people that are painting them hours and hours and hours like an artist would take to do each piece. So they're going to be fun. There's Tiger Lily and Firestorm, and the base that they put them on is very similar to the base which I don't have him anymore, that Adonis is on. So a little plastic base with a little metal disc or a little metal peg that goes into it, which will be kind of nice. I wanted to show you guys this guy too. So Petra is the Collector Club Exotic Destination series. So if you're in the Collectors Club, which isn't the other clubs, it gets kind of convoluted with Briar. Where there's the Collectors Club you have to be in to be able to buy into the Vintage Club, the Premier Club, or the Stablemates Club. But the Collector Club gives you the option to buy some of these runs, so you can enter for a chance to purchase some of them, and then some of them they're just available until they're not. Yeah, so it's quite the thing. But it's a really cool color on the Altanai. Oh, I didn't open it. On the Altanai. Haltica is how you say it. My brain forever wants to say Akalteki. A Haltica mold. that Heather Puello did. So yeah, super cool color. There's some barring on the legs. If I go and show you the picture here, my lungs are still recovering from Crazy Train of running through the Chicago airport in the tornado. So leg barring, it's a really neat dilute. It's called Petra after the ancient monument caves sculpty thing, ancient city. They have all different kinds of sculpted stones and stuff in the city of Petra. I can pull it up because it's cool to look at. Oh my goodness. So I think it was supposed to be reminiscent of the sandstone of that city. So you can kind of see here how it's carved into the cave, like into the stone. It's quite the thing. It would be something that I'd really like to see one of these days, but very cool in Jordan, which is kind of neat. So yeah, they're doing this exotic destination series thing, which is kind of cool. They did an Icelandic, they did the Marawari thing, I think. Or no, it was what's his nuts? Imperiador by Mink in that really cool color, which the color was amazing. I saw some of them in person at Briarfest. So yeah. Love to see that appy on a newer mold. Yeah, the color of the appy is really, really cool because the way that they sprayed over top to set the spots in kind of gives it a Vermeer like feel. Vermeer had kind of that feel to it. I'd like to see Vermeer's color on more things too, just because of the way they did it looks really neat, the ghost spotting and stuff. Andrew says, I think that would have looked awesome if they had left the forelock in Mirado and taken off the main to make it, or like on the new PC model that they just showed. Oh yeah, they showed that. Hold on. I'll go find him for you. Bandolero. There's too many names for things. So they did reveal the third PC model. His name is Bandolero. This is him. It is done by Morgan Kilbourne and painted by Heather Bullock. I believe this is Heather's first time painting for Briar and doing the design. So you can see the sketch in the background. Let's see. Just checking it out on Modelholics. This is the one that we have for a matte glossy option, which is kind of cool considering we also got a Marion Full again this year. Normally they don't do so much in 1 year, which is kind of neat. It stands on, I think, only the 2 legs and the tail tip. I believe that other hind is suspended, and it's a flying lead change, I guess is what people are saying for the gait, and a Criollo for the breed. So they come in pretty wild colors, which is kind of neat. Lots of Sabinos, lots of wild and crazy Roni things. It's a very, very fun breed. So it'll be neat to see what other colors. He is roached and he has a forelock. I kind of agree with Andrea. It would be nice to see the little Murado guy with his forelock still intact. And I don't know if it was intentional for them to grind it off, but there's like a bit left. And it's kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that customization. But the Polo Pony is amazing. So yeah, that's what Briar kind of got into. That's a reference photo somebody found and posted to Modelholics of kind of a similar type color. They get the roached manes. Usually they live a little bit at the bottom, a banged tail. Morgan's calling it a banged tail. I don't know that necessarily. Maybe they had to add stuff to it to get them to stand, but yeah, they're cute. Such a cute breed. So that was new. They're going to be that particular horse will be the third release. It was supposed to be the middle release, and then they moved things around. So they must have had something with production or a delay, which means Tiger Lily and Firestorm get to be second. We should see them August to October. Somewhere in there is what the estimate is. They did have the production models or a couple of them at Briarfest to see. They look really cool. Sculptures look like they turned out pretty good. Their mold makers are getting really, really good. They can capture pretty much all the detail, which is kind of nice. And then like Fireheart, they'll have the bottom of the feet done. So that should be all detailed. I forgot to check. It's funny because I show up and it's like, I want to touch them and play with them, and they don't let me touch them. So I don't get special privileges either. But yeah, they should have all their feet intact, like Fireheart did, and that'll be fun. The thing I showed at the beginning, so people are getting their Llewellyns, and this was a sticker that they had available in the Collectors Club tent. So I don't think it's one that's available just generically, but if you ask around, people that went to Briarfest got this when they signed into their Collector Club tent, which was kind of fun. What else did we have? Lots of people talking about. Let's see if we can find some Llewellyns. Somebody put tack on him already, and he looked really cool. There we go. For the most part, they look like they're coming in with some good detail, without a lot of issues with the actual horses. This is Sarah Bowman putting tack on him, which is kind of cool. He's got such a big, chunky head and lovely feet. I love it. Eva did such a good job. So yeah, it's kind of cool to see him all tacked up and doing the things. There are people complaining that he's a boring color. Every once in a while, we have to do not crazy colors for the Premier Club because people complain if you do crazy colors all the time. And then they're like, where's the normal colors? And then they complain that there's normal colors. You can't win with model horses. Everybody wants to just complain about stuff, which is kind of funny. Like, can we not poop where we have fun? Be great. Great for once. Yay. Like, if it's not your thing, like, it's somebody else's thing, and they'll love it and they'll want it and it'll be great. Anyway, that is a thing. Glenda, hi Glenda, says, I'd like to see an old Appy with a roached mane. That would be really cool. Andrew says he's a lot bigger than I expected when I see comparison photos with other molds. Me too. He's huge. I saw a picture of him beside Fireheart, and he's huge, which is kind of fun. Trying to get the scaling right is really challenging sometimes, because there is shrinkage with plastic, so you sculpt it a little bit bigger than you actually get it produced. And he's supposed to be a cob, so he's supposed to be the bigger version anyways. I don't mind if they're out of scale and a little bit big, but that's just me. I would rather that than way too small. I think that in the past, we've had some, like with Astrid, where she's a little bit smaller than I would personally like. I like bigger, chunky, but it also makes it easier to fit tack on if they're a little bit bigger. Like you can see there, he's not requiring a lot smaller of a saddle. He fits into the bigger saddle, which is kind of cool. Because otherwise, you're getting new tack if you want to show them. Whereas this kind of fits pretty good, which is nice. Yeah. I think it's neat. It's going to be a good year. I don't think we've had the stablemate revealed yet for the Premier Club, but we should find out about that, I'd imagine, reasonably soon, unless I'm wrong, in which case, correct me. Let me know in the comments. Amy says, but I like boring colors because I get so tired of Pintos and Appaloosas. There's just... everybody's got a thing. Like Yorg was a really nice plain bay. We're getting a fairly solid color in the reverse dappley roan loveliness that is Tiger Lily, but you're also getting a bonus Appaloosa, so win-win. It's hard to keep everybody happy because there's such diverse tastes and flavors in the hobby. I actually ran into a thread on Modelholics where somebody's like, I don't like Fireheart, and I think I'm the only person that doesn't, and he looks funny. And so people were bashing him kind of in the comments, and I got in there. I'm like, he's not for everybody. Not every sculpture is for everybody. Not everybody will love every sculpture that everybody else thinks is popular. If we all liked the exact same things, imagine what secondary market prices would be. They're already crazy. So let's just be thankful that not everybody likes everything, so that there's something for everybody, so that people can be in the club and have a horse that they don't like that you love and you get it for a better price. Like, it's kind of just how it works. And some people will like Tiger Lily more than they like Fireheart, or they'll like Fireheart more than they like Juggernaut, or maybe they don't like my work at all. That's fine too. You don't have to love everything that I do or anything that I do. It's not how this works. That's the joy of having different flavors. Not everybody's going to like vanilla. Some people like Rocky Road and bubblegum and crazy stuff. So I think there's joy in that and appreciating the differences between, but maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm crazy. Well, I know I'm crazy, but maybe I'm extra crazy. So Othello is the Collector Club model. Let's see. The Shrunken Othello is the Collector Club Deluxe model. Collector Club Deluxe. So it's like a little baby Heath, but in... Where is it? Where is it? Show me the thing. Nope. It's like, I'm not showing you because you don't deserve to see it. It's a gray Sabino. It's not going to show me. Ah! Let's see. Nope. Gray Sabino Mini Othello. That's just for the Collector Club. So we haven't seen the premiere one as far as I know. Yeah, the clubs get really confusing after a while. It's like, who's coming, who's going, what's for what? Did I miss a thing? Is it late? Is it early? So much. And I know that they released Llewellyn really quickly after Breyerfest, which upset some people. And then they did the Christmas in July thing, which is really hard on pocketbooks when you spent all your money and you didn't necessarily know that was coming. And yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. July is crazy. Glenda, I do love your work, and I'm glad that I found out who all yours are. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Amy, you're crazy, but we're all the same kind of crazy, so it's the same kind of tribe. Pretty much. That's why it works so well. So yeah, I'll show you some more stuff that I found at Breyerfest. I found something that's extra special and extra stinky, which I didn't realize at first. I don't have the best sense of smell, but we're here for Breyerfest swag, so, and loot and stuff. He is very vinegary. This is my stinky shrinky stang, and he is magnificent. He was $5, and you can see how warpy he is. Look at his neck. So he's eventually just going to shrink into who knows what state, but I look forward to it. I'm so excited to watch his progress in his shrinkiness. So he's quite a bit warped and quite a bit smaller than your standard semi-rearing Mustang, but I don't have a semi-rearing Mustang, and I needed one because he's just awesome. And he goes together so well with the other boy, although his head's a little bit bigger, but they play. It's kind of fun. So I'm excited for my stinky shrinky boy. Look at him. Isn't he cute? Look at his face. Who could refuse that face? He was just sad on a shelf all by himself. And I didn't realize at first. The butt should have given it away. It's very, very warpy. But we saw actually his vinegarness is getting a little better. But he's definitely a little bit warpy. So Stinky Shrinky, welcome to the herd. I got a couple of Athenas. I don't know if I'll end up keeping any of them. It's funny because people were complaining about the spot on her butt, but that's actually a spot on the horse. And then the spots underneath. It's not paint rubbed off. It is a thing. She's very lovely. Her owner, Amanda Delgado, is the sweetest person ever, and she was so excited to have her as a model. It was the cutest thing. And look at her little, like, cockeyed face marking. So cute. Lovely, lovely horse. Lovely, lovely pairing. Lovely, lovely owner. Apparently this one has ear tip rubs already. That's what I get for shipping it in a box. This one might be a buddy, but I've got one in a box, so that's fine. And it's always nice to have a newer mold as our celebration horse, because if people are looking for bodies, it's easy to come by now, which is nice. I didn't realize she had such a big, like, groove in her belly. for this particular mold, but very cool. Very pretty horse. Very awesome owner. And then because it's me, I might, yeah, she might be losing her head. I'm not going to cut the Shrinky up though, because I want to see what he does. But I did get other bodies. Little Love Mold Mustang. She's one of my favorites. I absolutely love this horse. I've got quite a few of her actually in my body box. I hoard classic Love Molds for reasons of maybe customizing them one day, but look at how cute they are. Look at that face. This one always reminds me of Turbo. Such tiny little short legs. But yeah, the Love Mold Classics are some of my favorites. They're just adorable. Adorable. Speaking, well, I'll show you the other body before I show you the classic one that I like. I got one of these guys. These guys are so hard to come by, and then you buy them on eBay, and they're like $20 and $30 to ship them here. So this one was $5. And he's definitely a body. He's got a whole bunch of rubs and issues, but I like the fact that they did an actual unicorn as a unicorn, and it wasn't a horse that they just put a horn on. It's got a beard. It's got its little cloven feet. That makes me happy inside. And it's the tinny plastic, which is kind of cool, whereas they upgraded. But look at her face. Look at that face. I just love her so much. So much soul and like personality, and we need more of these. Make it bigger. So on the note of the classic love moldy things, I actually bought this set quite a while ago, had it shipped to a friend, and the box went missing, and I was very, very sad. But I was able to find one. This was in the Vintage Club a while back as the whole family. And this is the only one I really wanted. The mom was kind of the baby was kind of for me, but this guy was a must. I love this guy. So I ended up finding one for a really good price at Breyerfest, and then we ended up splitting them between a couple of friends, which worked out really well because somebody wanted the mare and somebody wanted the baby, and I wanted him because look how cute he is. And it's funny because I think people rag on the older molds. They're like, oh, I don't know, I like the newer molds, but sometimes the older molds are just the best. Like the semi-rearing Mustang. He's just awesome. Or Smokey. He's just awesome. And then you add in nostalgia factor, and it's awesome. So, Michelle, hi Michelle, saying I have a classic QH stallion from my carpet herd and my little bit unicorn. They've seen some, I can't say that on camera, some bleep. Yeah, they're just, that's nice. Even just for the nostalgia factor, they're very cool. And then this guy's from the Best of Breyerfest set. And he was the only one I wanted, and I love him. And also an older mold that I love, that they shrunk. He's just roly-poly and feisty and lovely. So, very, very cute. And they do a really good job with these guys now. Whoa. He's got little eye whites and a little pink snoot. Come on, camera. It's like I still kind of see your face. So, there we go. Look at him. Look how cute that is. Oh, love it. So I got him. And then I got Better Than Revenge, which does not stand. I had two, and a friend of mine got my other one. And then this one does not stand because I was like, well, I can fix it. So I really like the color transitions from that blue to the purple and the purple to the pink. Just a really cool 90s flavored Lisa Frankie wild custom looking wild thing. So I'm going to make it stand because that's not that hard. I just have to fix one of the legs. But my only special run that I'm keeping from Breyerfest. So there's that. Yeah, just so cool. And it would have been kind of neat to see a variation on it, but it's already pretty crazy. So I'll show her face because the camera's like, I say no. We don't do this. How many times I tell you that the glossy things are not awesome? But yeah, just such cool color transitions, such cool design. I don't know who did the design specifically, but very cool. Very, very cool. Like it does weird things to my brain. I don't know. I don't understand it, but I love it. I did get a hold of a glossy Mojave, and the gloss makes the color pop like crazy. So I now need 7,000 more spaces on my shelf because I don't have more room. I will show you. I'm out of room. Look at that. There's no room on that shelf. I don't know where I'm going to put more ponies. There's no room. And then there's my hucks. And that's not even all of my hucks. So I think this is a problem we all experience with the ponies. Yeah, and such a pretty eye, but it just makes his shading pop. He's just lovely in that color. So gotta gloss all the things apparently, because and make all the fire hurts so that Ray goes broke and she has to make more briars. I swear they're out to get me. And then they do like the shirts. Oh, I had to buy 2 shirts because buying one is never enough, obviously. You have to buy 2. Oh, they're making me broke just like they're making you. It's okay. We're in the same boat. But I do need more shelves because I want to do a Moody shelf with one of all of my favorite pieces by her and have them right there so that I can always look at them and smile because Moody's awesome. Yeah. And then what else did I get? It was kind of a modest haul. I found Scorch. He was one of my favorite Beanie Babies when I was a kid. And I had a huge Beanie Baby collection. So apparently I needed to take him home. And I have not introduced Blue to him yet, but I'm going to because I think he might find a buddy. Because look how cute he is. How could he not be friends with Scorch? Anyway, that's like a little bit of nostalgia, and I squeaked a little bit when I found him. It's like, that's what it's about. And then somebody else, I actually have, I don't know the artist because I can't remember, but I bought some of these off of Etsy a while back, and I gave a couple to my friends because I really liked the sculpture. And she did a whole bunch of these, and somebody had them for sale just on the side of the park walkway, and they're little baby Kierans, and they're just the cutest little things. Look at that. Look at the face, and it's biting its toe. Oh, so now I have an extra one of the standy one I can paint, and this was like 15 years ago, something like that. It's crazy, but so cute. I can't remember the artist, but I'll have to try and find it and post it. And then look at that one. They're just so cute. Like beyond ridiculously adorable. Like, well, you guys have to come home because so cute. And just cast in resin, but so adorable. Amy, we're gonna rally to help you with all the fire hearts when it's a surprise. I am not prepared for when that happens. Even a little bit. Not even a little bit. It's gonna be bad. There's people already talking, what if fire hearts a surprise for next year? I'm like, I will die and I will have no money ever again. It'll be bad. So I appreciate that. And I will need to buy a new house just to store all the fire hearts. It's gonna be crazy. So that is the majority of my haul, other than Blue Zeus. And I did buy a couple of ornaments because I like Christmas ornaments. So I got Santa's Wild Ride because it's a bronc and it was required. So cute. It's even got like little eye whites. If it'll focus, it's like, it's too shiny. This is going to be like the stalemates where I have to take them out of the box for you guys to see them. There we go. little eye white. So cute. There was somebody that had a room full of all of the Christmas ornaments, and I might have gone to town a little bit. I only bought 3, but it's still going to town a lot. And Santa's being a good rodeo guy and has the one hand not touching, so he can still qualify. It's kind of fun. It's funny because the Briar's like, oh, we'll do a bronc and a ornament. I'm like, we should do a bronc and the big ones. And then this one I've been looking for a while because, as you guys know, I have a Huck fascination / conga. And Atlantis Bay was one of my favorites. So this is the painted artist's Arab ornament. So it has Weather Girl on one side and then Huck on the other. And it is glass. So very breakable. Got to be careful. They used to make pretty much everything out of porcelain for the ornaments, and now they're out of a resin cold cast something or other mix, so that they're not quite as breakable, because I've broken a fair few of my carousel ornaments. And then this one. I love the Jasper ones. They're so cute. I've got the one where he's bucking Santa off. And then this one comes with an old catalog because it's still in the box. This tells you how old it is. This is when I first started collecting, in about the time period of the long magazines. So this is 2005. So that would have been a couple years into me collecting, but I haven't been collecting as long as some of you, which is, I think this one's resin too. And it doesn't even look like it's ever been taken out of the packaging. But look at it. Look at Jasper. I believe this is either Sommer or Moody. I think it's Moody that did Jasper, but I'm not sure. Look at him. Look at that face. Oh, ho, ho. I need another one just to cut Santa off so I can keep the pony. Look at him. Oh my goodness, I want a little naughty pony for Christmas. I don't even know what Santa's necessarily doing. He's maybe like, give me my hat back. But he's cute. So cute. Look at the little naughty pony. Oh my goodness. Reminds me of another naughty little pony. Very cool. So yeah, that was my fairly modest haul. I didn't look for anything too crazy while I was at the park. There was a couple of Hucks that I saw that I did not take home. I was good. Pre-Barbaro, says Haley. Oh my god. Yes, pre-Barbaro. Yes. We're not talking about Barbaro anymore. How old my being is compared to yours. But yeah, so that was fun. And it was really cool walking through all the different rooms and seeing stuff. There was a lot of stuff, like I've said before. I wish I could have supported some of the artists in the hobby and bought more stuff like I did last year with Briarfest and the year before. But this year was not the year. My government here wants to take all of my money times 5 bajillion. So that is a thing. Yeah, but next year, hopefully I'll be able to spend a little bit more and invest back in some of the people in the hobby. And I talked about last time doing some sort of promotional thing where I either give discounts or figure out a way to get newer painters or less well-known painters painting some of my stuff, kind of as a first crack at it, in some way making it financially easier for you to afford my work. I don't know if I'll be doing a draw or submissions. I'm still working out some of the kinks while we were away. I did play with some ideas, so I think I have something I'm going to try, and it might be something fluid where I tweak it and change it and see what works and what doesn't. It won't be like a static program like this is how will always be. I'll play with a couple of ideas and see, because there's some risk on my end depending on how I do things to make sure people are actually painting stuff, and to make sure it's going to people that aren't just going to resell it blank, stuff like that, right? But I will have more information on that coming soon. I have stuff going for that sale coming up in September. There will be a release before then. It is something that I think a lot of people are going to get really excited about, but I'm not ready to tell you more just yet. Because secrets, always secrets. But I can show you a thing. So you guys have seen, here, hold on. We are not molded yet because life does things. But you've seen Gnocchi, and Gnocchi is the venti scale tater with the long loose mane and tail. He is still in the mold in the same, or with the clay up part of the mold to be cast eventually. But he's not due to necessarily be released until September, kind of closer to September, because we're almost August now, so that's not far away. I got to get some swag in order, get some castings going, because I want to have them in batches ready to ship. But I can show you something. It's a little peeky poo. Peeky poo. That's something. So there's 2 venties I have in the works. Curio, a traditional, and a couple of micros. If I can get the micros cleaned up and ready to go, which I believe I can, at least in a small edition. So for those of you that have been like, give me micros, I will try. And then we'll see what else might come for the sale, because it'll be fun. And then I will release more information on the secret thing. It'll probably be, it might get closer to September than I would think. So it'll be kind of the first release before the sale, because I wanted to give you guys some time to recover from Briarfest. So it'll still probably be a couple weeks before that other thing that I'm not telling you about will have more information posted. And then the new anniversary medallion, I have not 100% completed yet. And that needs to get done right away, because it needs to be put in boxes right away. So yeah, that's a thing that's happening, or to be happening. I want to show you where it's at now, and I want to show you the sketch that I have, but I can't, because I have a very specific way I want to show it to you guys. It's been so hard to hold it secret. It's been fighting me a little bit, but you'll understand why when I post it. And then this medallion that's coming up in this new box, I think is going to be pretty exciting too. So that's all I can say. Lizzie all released at the same time. So I'll be starting batches at the same time. So we're going to try and have as much cast and ready to ship as I can for the September sale. The problem with that can be that there's not going to necessarily be huge batches available right away, but it'll be starting. So these editions will start kind of at that time. I still want to keep things, I think, as much as possible to the like batched, ready to ship. I really like that idea. If you guys want something different, if you'd prefer to just be put on a waiting list, I could do maybe small ones, but we'll see. I really like having things that are ready to ship and go out. And I will have another batch of taters that will be available. I'll have a couple of cowboy taters that I didn't release during Briarfest that I'd planned to, and then a small batch of Hasselbacks, and then of Au Gratin as well that will come available probably this week or next weekend. Maybe next weekend. That'll give me some time to recover, because I keep putting a lot on the plate. I need less on the plate, and some other stuff needs to ship anyways. So yeah, that is the state of the studio currently. Hopefully it doesn't explode any brain cells. I did warn people that there is stuff coming in September, but there will be more batches as we go along. So these editions, I'll post what the runs will be like and more information when we get closer to the release. I will show you kind of what's coming, and I don't know that I'll leave anything super secret until the day of. Maybe I'll leave the traditional for that. We'll see how it goes, Because sneaky, sneaky. I can't not be sneaky. Alrighty, so I will let you guys go for the time being. I did show you an absurdly adorable tail, and hopefully you appreciate and enjoy that because it makes me squeal a little bit. I should rest too. There is no resting. No resting. My brain can't rest. My body wants to really badly, but my brain's like, keep going. And my rests have been good, so I got to take advantage of at least a little bit of working time while things are still working in my wrists and things. So on that note, I will let you guys go. I don't believe I have anything else sneaky to tell you for this time. I will have Blue Zeus and other stuff to show you for next, and then maybe some more peeks of things. And I will chat with you guys soon. So we will see you in a week. I'll be here on Sunday. All right. Love you guys. Bye. And remember, don't